The latest tactic adopted by the Trump-hating left is confronting and harassing members of President Donald Trump's administration when they are spotted out in public, a tactic that has been encouraged by the likes of Democrat California Rep. Maxine Waters. Recent examples include White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders being asked to leave a Virginia restaurant, Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen being shamed into leaving a D.C-area restaurant, and now former Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Scott Pruitt being taken to task by a child-holding schoolteacher while dining at a restaurant. Even former members of the administration. Former chief strategist Steve Bannon was harassed while browsing at a bookstore, and teenaged Trump supporters wearing MAGA hats are not immune to displays of the left's boiling over hatred for all things Trump. But according to a post from the Independent Journal Review, the tactic of confronting and harassing Trump administration officials in public isn't entirely new, even if it has gained prominent notice recently, as White House senior advisor Kellyanne Conway can attest. Indeed, Conway recently shared a few anecdotal episodes of harassment she has experienced since coming to Washington as part of Trump's administration in early 2017, but her tough replies in those instances proved that she is not one to be easily intimidated or cowed by the left's incessant hatred. According to an article from The Washington Post that covered a number of harassment incidents aimed at various members of the Trump administration, which the paper decidedly avoided condemning or casting in poor light, Conway began to experience abuse from hateful leftists as soon as she arrived in D.C. In one instance, Conway was shopping at a grocery store when a man passed by and proclaimed to her, "You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Go look in the mirror. Mirrors are in aisle 9. I'll go get one now," was Conway's sarcastic reply. She recalled brushing off the harassing insult and told the Post, "What am I gonna do, fall apart in the canned vegetable aisle?" Conway further recalled of her arrival in D.C. that she had expected people already there would help transition into the next administration. "I wasn't expecting people to try to undo the election and drive us out of town." In a separate incident, Conway was at a Baltimore Orioles baseball game when she was approached by a man who mumbled an insult while taking a picture of her. That man had allegedly said Conway had made herself famous for all the wrong reasons. Conway recalled responding to that incident by marching directly toward the man and taking her own picture of him while she stated, "I'm fluent in ignoramus. What did you say?" She then added that the picture she had taken of the man would be added to her own collection of underachieving men. Though most of those members or associates of the administration who have suffered harassment at the hands of angry leftists have remained silent and extricated themselves from the situation with as little disturbance as possible, Conway has the same sort of toughness as her boss that compels her to figuratively punch back at those who first hit her. Former House Speaker, presidential candidate and reliable Trump ally Newt Gingrich suggested that administration officials who find themselves targeted by leftist harassment would be best served by simply calling the police to report the disturbance. He told the Post, "You file charges and you press them. We have no reason to tolerate barbarians trying to impose totalitarian behavior by sheer force, and we have every right to defend ourselves." Gingrich surmised the hateful leftists had suffered a psychotic episode after Trump's electoral victory that left them with the political equivalent of PTSD, a condition that only grows worse every day as they wake up and realize that Trump is indeed still their president. To those targeted by the harassment, Gingrich stated, "They should take solace in the fact that we must be winning. Since these people are so crazy, they used to be passive because they thought they were the future. Now they know we're the future, and it's driving them nuts." Unfortunately, it will most likely take either a few of these harassing leftists being arrested and charged, or God forbid, somebody being hurt or killed, before the left backs off this tactic of publicly confronting and harassing Trump administration officials. In the meantime, Trump's officials should feel free to push back against their harassers with as snarky an attitude as they can muster in order to claim their rightful place in public, free of harassment in a country where political differences have not yet been criminalized.